Have you been searching or trying to understand and figure out what the purpose of life is? In this video, I'm going to answer that question, and we are going even to go a bit deeper to know how we can apply that in our lives so that we may live effectively here on earth and influence others, so that we may lead better, we may perform well in our workplaces or the business that we are doing, that we may manage even well our families and raise well our kids. This is the key. The purpose of life is the key to doing all these things that I've mentioned effectively. This is Extraordinary Living with Nevers, where we talk about the purpose-driven life. So let's define what the word purpose is. What is purpose? Purpose is the reason for creation, the reason why something exists, the reason for existence. It is the reason why something has been created. That's what purpose is. One man of God defined purpose as the original intention for creating something, the original intention for creating something, the original intention which you had before you even created that thing, the original intention you had to create something. That's what purpose is all about. And it's very important to even understand that purpose comes first before creation. So before something is created, a purpose is established first. Purpose is established first, and it's purpose which will determine the design of a thing. It is the purpose that will determine even the material that is used to create a certain thing. The purpose, and that is the key of that is the key that is in understanding purpose. Because if you don't understand the purpose of something, you may end up using wrong materials to create something. Imagine if you are creating something which will be able to be holding maybe 100 pounds weight metal, and then you use common plastic to create that. It won't be able to hold that. It won't be able to sustain, because you have the purpose in mind, but you did not consider what that purpose when creating something, because purpose will even determine the material that you use. That is how how important it is to know the purpose of anything. I love this point I heard from Dr. Miles Munro. He said that where purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable. If you don't know the purpose of a thing, you end up abusing it. We have seen this happening a lot of time, even in maybe drug abuse, where people abuse the drugs. This is when they use the drug for what it was not meant to be used. For not for the intended purpose. You use it for something else. So that is abnormal use, abuse, abnormal use. So even us as human beings, not until we know our purposes, we'll end up abusing ourselves. And in most cases, this is what has been happening. As human beings, we have been abusing ourselves, all because there is ignorance of purpose. There is ignorance, purpose. No wonder we need to have a sense of urgency in trying to find out the purpose of life, in trying to find out the purpose of our life, even as individuals. What is the purpose of your life as individual? Because there is a purpose, a general purpose for humanity, a general purpose for all creation, and there is a general purpose, and there is an individual, a relative purpose for you as an individual, and that individual purpose contributes to the general purpose of everyone else. And that is very important. Your individual, your relative purpose, individual purpose, contributes to the bigger purpose, the general purpose for all human beings. And it's very important for us to even know that. So there are two understanding on this, two approaches that we can take to really find out, and I believe only one is effective, and only one gives the answer. So there is evolution and there is creation. So evolution, the Big Bang Theory, they talk about how there was a Big Bang Theory, and there was creation evolved, and as human beings we have been evolving just like that. And that when I look at that, it's very difficult for us to really discover our purpose if that is the case of how we came into existence here on earth. Why? Because that was more like a fluke. It's an accident. And if it's an accident, so we just came to be. So we try to find our purpose by just trying anything else that we see. And that, to me, doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense that a complicated and sophisticated human being like me, I was just an accident and I evolved. Because there is intentionality in the design, in the way we are, in the way we function. There is this that when I look at myself, I see that there must be somebody who created me, who was intentional to design me the way I am. To design me the way I am. And that is, to me, is creation. That's what I believe. I believe there is a creator. You don't have to believe the same, but I just want you to listen, to finish the video, and be open-minded and research it for yourself. What I share with you here, I want you to get it, analyze it, study it, and research more, and you make up your own mind concerning the information that I'm giving to you. So me, I believe in creation. I believe we were created by God. Just like the Bible says in Genesis. You know, in Genesis, it's an amazing thing. It says, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. So God created the heavens and the earth, and then they tell us the background story of how the earth was without form and everything, and God began to separate. He said, let there be light. He separated this from this, this from this, and in the end, he says on day 6, he says, let us make man in our own image and after our likeness. You know, this verse is the key to understanding the general purpose for human beings, the primary purpose for human beings. So let us make man in our own image and after our own likeness. Just that, when you in our own image, the word image, what is an image? An image is the exact representation of the object. So when you look into the mirror, what you see in the mirror is your image, is your exact representation. So that's what I mean. Let us make man in our own image and after our own likeness. So we were created in the image of God, which means the primary purpose of all human race, all the human beings on earth, is to represent God to the creation. That is the primary purpose. Every one of us. We are created to represent God to His creation. That is our primary purpose. My God. This changes your self-concept. It changes your, even how you see yourself. Even your self-worth is boosted, is elevated. Why? Because you understand it doesn't matter the circumstance of your birth. It doesn't matter where you are coming from. It doesn't matter what you have gone through. As long as you are here on earth, your primary purpose is to represent your creator, is to represent God. My God. So the image is the exact representation of the person who is looking in the mirror. So as we are made in the image of God, which means to represent God here on earth. So with having that understanding, you know, that is profound and that is powerful. Having that understanding, you can also say of yourself, so whatever you can discover about God, if you want to know about yourself, if you want to know about yourself, we don't have much information about ourselves that we can use. For example, if we are looking at it from the perspective of the beginning, because this is what we hear, this is the first time God is creating man. He said, let us make man in our own image. So we don't have more information right there. So the only information, we are made in the image. So if we are the image, for us to know who we are properly, we need to look at the real thing. So when we look at the real thing, when we know the real thing, we also have enough information about the image. So even as when we know more about God, we are knowing more about ourselves, because we are here to represent Him, to serve Him. Wow, what an honor, what a privilege. You know, a human being is really a powerful creature. A human being is really a powerful creature because it's the only creature who represents God fully on earth, who represents the Creator fully on earth. You know, most of the time when we talk about God, people think of religion. You know, talking about God is not religion. Talking about God, that's what life is all about. This is not a religion. What I'm sharing with you is not a religion. What I'm sharing with you is the genesis of your beginning, the genesis of why we are here, how we got here, and why we are here. Because not until we understand that, it will be very difficult for us to know who we are. So the purpose of life is to represent the Creator. The purpose of life is to represent the Creator. In other words, the purpose of life is to serve the Creator. And how do we serve the Creator? We serve the Creator by serving one another. My God, this is amazing. This is amazing. So this is the primary purpose. Let us make money in our own image and after our likeness. Let us make money in our own image and after our likeness. This is the primary purpose. This is the primary purpose why we are here. Why we are here is to represent God to His own creation. This is the purpose of life, to represent God to His creation. So this is part one, and I'm going to enter into part two. I'll share another video, part two. So if you like what you're getting here, leave your thoughts, leave the comments, subscribe to the channel, tell some others about the channel, share the video. I really appreciate, and I appreciate you for taking time to really listen to the whole to the whole video, and you have finished it. So, and I'll post part 2 very soon. Look out for part 2. Thank you so much for watching. Stay blessed.